It's Billy. Right now. Yo, what if I got attacked by the clones? What if the builder think they found a better stone? What if the beat don't match with the metronome? What if that means you walk your path alone? Call me a vagabond. If all these streets leading to Rome, then wherever I lay is my home. It's Brooklyn, boy strong. I manifest, I'm in the zone. Y'all silly better back up off my throne. Listen, boy nice, better give him his propers. How we come out sane from all the mosh pits. How we found the key to the game without a locksmith. How we seem to manage these lanes is so obnoxious. He let it flow from the brain, trusting the process. A vet journeyman on multiple rosters. If I want it, I go out and get it and cop it. A monster with limitless options. Man, like goddamn, y'all gon' soon figure out who I am. We stay cooking, y'all used to that spam. Western beef, I might square up at the square dance. Look, I change plans, not even a southpaw, I'm an outlaw with a rare stance. Your crew never had a fair chance. Why's that? I kill a whole bear with my bare hands. Oh, they studied the dark? Well, I was raised in it. Brain shifted, the kid displayed insane physics. Best story never told, and it ain't finished. How we handled a rock, spun and kept the same pivot. I frame different, hot like a flame kitchen. A whole 2 levels out of your range gifted. Catch me on the highway, lane switching. Or right at the top of your bay wish list. It's Billy. Right now. It's Billy.
Hey! Happy New Year! Y'all, 2023. I imagine this is maybe your first podcast of 2023 or like TV show, YouTube show, whatever this very niche thing is. I'm very grateful that I'm it, you know? How was your New Year's Eve, the last day of 2022? What a year, right? It's like mixed emotions, I imagine, for many of us. If you see, I'm lighting 2 different forms of like sage and things. This is a Palo Santo that I've been looking for months, and just another like a white sage thing. Cause New Year, let's like really cleanse the F out of this energy. What'd you guys do? Okay, let me start with what I'm grateful for. One, like, I really like times where lots of people are like, okay, let's restart. Let's do this over. Let's be reflective. Let's be generous with ourselves and others. Sorry, I didn't anticipate how much smoke these 2 smoking sources would produce. This energy is going to be cleansed, y'all. OMG. One thing that I like about New Year's Eve celebrations is when everyone sings in Old Lang Syne. I think it's just so pretty and nostalgic, and I like things that everyone knows. That's always fun. Let me bring it up. Actually, I forgot what the words are. I'm grateful that I had a really lovely New Year's Eve, and I've had a really great New Year's Day so far. Billy made breakfast. We had each a little square of shroom chocolate, and we've already had some like really beautiful discussions, and he freaking I have this great playlist. If anyone wants it, let me know. It's called Let's Take a Trip, and I like to put it on when I'm dabbling in a psychedelic, and it's so good. Each song is a banger. each one is just like, you could like feel it in your bones and your soul, and you're connected with everything. It's just like really nice. I'm really glad that there's, you know, I'm in a time period and a reality in which I can like access this like connection with everything through like a, oh, I saw a thing. How witchy is it to like do drugs? You're like burning plants and like ingesting fungi and fucking doing soups and stuff. Soup is very witchy too. Yeah. Happy New Year. Wow, this is redonk. Me and Billy have do you guys have New Year's traditions? Anything you do on New Year's Eve? I'm trying to like start this as a thing. Me and Billy for the past 3 years, we've done vision boards for New Year's, and I know it's like corny to do vision boards as like a real thing, but like can't argue with these results, right? Like I just feel like we keep creating this really cool reality for ourselves, and it's awesome. So yesterday so for New Year's Eve, we write down all the things that we're leaving in 2022 that are no longer serving us, that we're releasing. We write it down on a piece of paper, and we speak it out loud, and then we burn it. Burning that shit up. And then today, we are going to write out things we want to invite in, things we want to like cultivate in 2023. We're going to write 2 copies of it. We're going to bury one of the copies in the garden, in our yard outside. And just like nurture that shit and watch it grow and see what comes, yo. Damn, this man, oh shit. It's like the menorah just keeps, it's a miracle. What a mitzvah. It's just still going. Okay, so this is this is my vision board from 2022. I made it like late 2021, kind of put it together. Oh man, look at that. I know it's a weird thing to be good at, but like making vision boards is like a weird skill I have. Which if you like break it down, I'm really good at like visualizing a future that I'd like, an orientation, and like literally bringing it outside of my body and then creating it in real life. Very witchy, what can I say? But yeah, that's what's her name? Kerry Washington. This says, embracing the future, Dreamweaver. When every version of me that's ever been is lined up and pointing in the same direction, that's when you go, we got the right path. We found it. This one says, enjoy the messy, imperfect, and beautiful journey of life, heeding the wisdom of the body. This is all about, the year was about focusing in on my unique strengths and seeing how they can lead me toward my true calling, figure out what makes me, and then chase it, which is like kind of the theme of this, becoming more of yourself. Know thyself. Take a breath. I did a lot of fucking, meditation, orgasms. I like got to be really intentional about that. And like, I'm so lucky to be with someone as amazing as Billy, who can like be a really fun partner in like, your goal settings. Like someone who can like literally see what your dreams are and intentions and is like, cool, how can I help? So great. A born entertainer. The magic's inside. Money managed. This says crypto. I got into, I'm just putting like a little bit each week into crypto. It's, it's as made up as the gold standard, which, gold, a worthless, inherently kind of worthless substance that rich white men had access to. So they're like, oh shit, let's make this the standard. Let's do that. Everyone, this is the valuable thing, and we'll trade on that. And that's kind of what crypto is. A different group of men trying to be like, okay, this inherently worthless thing, let's tell everyone else, like, that this is the standard. Let's trade with this. It's all made up, which I love. Creating, value out of essentially nothing. Very cool. Anxiety holds your deepest yearnings. I'm someone with a lot, I've felt very anxious a lot of my life. Just like a generalized anxiety about everything. And if you're like, what? You seem so cool. I had to, like, that was something I had to realize about myself. Like, I might be like fucking freaking out inside, but apparently I'm generally looking very calm and whatnot to other people, effortless, I've been told. So, I have to remember for myself, oh, okay, if people are like, if I'm really anxious and freaking out and people are maybe, I feel like they're not being attuned to my needs, it's maybe because I look very cool, calm and like I don't need help and like I'm doing okay. So it's all about me. I'm all there is, Anyway, which is also the magic's inside. See, I just love having like little advocating for yourself. I just love, I don't know, the process of going through like magazines and different images and things and just seeing what speaks to me. I fancy myself somewhat of a muse. You may have seen on my Instagram page, and because I always talk about it. So, and so like I kind of like inspire people like to create and to express and to get their inside thoughts out, which is like awesome. And I want to accept more of like, okay, if I'm a muse, then me just being, I'm like a muse for myself. So this year, I want to, actually, let me talk more about what I'm leaving in 22. Let me not get ahead of myself. Sorry, this is what it's like in my mind. Everything, everywhere, all at once. So let me organize it for people who I'm, who are not inside of my head. Which is everyone. Hey again. Oh, it's just 111. I'm loved, I'm safe, I'm powerful, I'm free. My timing is perfect. Everything I need is already within me. All the good things in my life are infinite. Anyway, also, yeah, if that's something anyone wants to take with them, it seems to kind of work for me. Every time there's like a repeating number, 111, 1222, 222, 333, 444, 555. I just like say a series of spells, incantations, if you will. That just reminders to myself, which helps kind of reorient me, I guess, which is also the point of these vision boards, to kind of every once in a while when you happen to like look over sometime during the year, it kind of like reorients you like, oh yeah, enjoy the messy and perfect and beautiful journey of life. It's like that things are messy. That's not a bad sign. Actually, this is literally what I asked for. I'm supposed to be enjoying this. Great. Good to know. Okay, so what I'm trying to leave in 2022. I released, this is what I wrote down, the need to be understood. And kind of connected to that is the desire, I'm trying to prove my worth, trying to prove to people that I'm smart, that I'm like good, that I'm compassionate and kind and worthy of like listening to and of being taken seriously, and of being understood. But I think actually the attachment to being understood, Happy New Year's, Aaron, Happy New Year's, Bailey. Yeah, I think that attachment to being understood, being perceived well as someone who's smart or wise or cool, is maybe holding me back from just being and freeing myself from the shackles of other people's perception of me, allowing myself the freedom to be misunderstood and for y'all to be like, what is this bitch talking about? And me being like, okay, yeah, it made sense in my head. And I like to look back at this and be like, oh no, yeah, it still didn't make sense. No, that was crazy. But that's okay. I don't exist. I'm not here to be sensical, Everything is absurd. It's absurd that like I exist and that I have a technology that I can like communicate to other people. Is that even real? who knows? I don't know. It's so interesting. So I'm just like, anyway, okay, so trying to prove my worth over by having loose boundaries kind of with myself. Like I can allow myself to maybe just doom scroll, to like wallow in pity sometimes, or in, disappointment in others or myself. And I think I can be better about like not giving in to like being on my phone all the time, like just looking at everything on Instagram and social media. Gonna try to be better about that. Because I read that like no one's good at multitasking. We're good at doing like one thing, or we're good at doing like two things poorly, but we're like not actually good at like doing a whole bunch of things at once. So I want to get better at like just doing one thing and sitting with the discomfort of it sometimes. Like, so if it's at my job, sitting with the discomfort of like, oh, this is kind of pointless and such a silly way to do this, and I hate this, and is this why I'm alive? What am I doing? And rather than like running to distract myself with something that'll give me a little bit of a dopamine hit by like scrolling and finding information and or some other way to like relieve myself from the discomfort, kind of sitting in it and see what happens. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, and loose boundaries in general. I want to be more comfortable saying like, no, I don't want to do that, and not feeling the need to over-explain why, so that people don't think I'm mean or selfish or thoughtless. Like, I think it can be part of my work to know that I can be harmful. I can annoy someone. I can, and that it's okay. Like, my existence isn't to make others comfortable. And that maybe other people's existence is not to make me, their purpose is not to make me comfortable. So I don't know. I'm figuring it out. Attachment, which I think is more of this like attachment to this idea of like, I'm a good person. I'm this. I'm smart. I'm all these things that like we all kind of want to be perceived as, like letting go of the attachment of like, and being like, what if I'm dumb? What if I am weak? What if I'm, I don't know, bad and harmful? And just sitting with the discomfort of like not knowing, and of accepting like, yeah, maybe I am. What am I gonna do with that? Not feeling the need to respond or defend my ego or prove my worth. Like, no, look how smart I am. Look how good I am. Just sitting with that in betweensies. Okay. Also, releasing, working harder, not doing it. I'm not pushing. I'm not, trying. I am going to work smarter though. I'll talk about it. I guess I'll just talk about it now. Okay. So in the new year, I'm inviting in more ease and flow and acceptance and play and pleasure. And I think, yeah. So yeah, in that effort, I have to then release this idea that like my value is on how hard I work, how busy I am, how much outward progress I've made, how much inward progress I've made. Like accounting to other people, like, oh, I have this many followers, I've had this much, growth, my, net worth has grown by this. Trying to just like prove by other people's metrics. And I just try to be. And know that, so yeah, last thing, releasing the idea of like, leaving the idea of scarcity. Like there's a scarcity of time and of money, of like access, of opportunities. Like, oh, if I don't jump on this, if I don't take this opportunity, there's never going to be any more. So I better take this. Just some ease, accepting, inviting in more abundance, and this knowledge that like actually, everything always works out for me. You know, everything flows to me. There's always new opportunities. There's always, honestly, better opportunities. And when those better opportunities come along, I'm better equipped because I've spent this time not worrying about like, oh shit, I should have taken that opportunity. Shit. Damn, I'm not maximizing my time right now. I should be spending this time proving my worth, proving how funny I am, proving how, hardworking I am. I don't know. I think, anyway, that's what I'm releasing. Need to be understood, loose boundaries, attachment, overwork, trying to prove my worth, working harder, scarcity. Burned those, spoke them out loud, burned them. I should probably, maybe I'll bury them so they can be like fertilizer. Oh, love this. Fertilizer for the dreams that we're going to be planting today. Yeah. Anyway, so what I've been just like jotting stuff down over the last couple of days and hours, about things that I want to invite more in. And so, yeah, trust, ease, flow, rest, play, pleasure, acceptance. So a lot of that, I see, the theme is kind of releasing this attachment to control. This illusion that like me controlling everything is going to keep me safe and happy and alive. And trust that maybe if I release the control, I'm going to be even safer and happier and feeling more alive. And like feeling alive, what is that? It doesn't mean I'm always going to be comfortable, but I also am trying to lean into the idea of there's kind of some getting pleasure out of discomfort, enjoying, I don't know, people, this is not my testimony, but I know that people when they run marathons or run long distances, they love it. It's it makes them feel alive. It relaxes them. It helps them feel good. They get this comfortable, pleasurable feeling from putting their body through something that sounds really uncomfortable, and something that I don't anticipate very near future versions of Sheba ever doing. Love that my mom can do that and lots of people can do that. That's really cool. But I want to find pleasure in other discomforts. So I'm interested to see what that's going to be. If you'll notice, I cut my hair. I did this last night at 11:30 p.m. Earlier that day, we were me and Billy were just running around getting stuff, and this black woman with this beautiful gray hair, she said that her daughter had long locks like I did yesterday. And she was my daughter has such beautiful locks too, and she just cut them. She's cut them 3 times, but they grow back every time. And I was oh, I'm thinking of cutting mine. She's don't do it. It's your crowning glory. And me, I am someone who, when someone tells me not to do something, I'm why not? Ooh. And trying to lean into and accept that, I'm someone who, when someone's don't do that, I like being a little naughty girl, being a little impish, and just why? Questioning authority. And because I think we can all agree, a lot of the authorities are not that good, and they were kind of just adhering to writing something down but doing something very different. So I love kind of embracing and easing into the idea that sorry guys, no, I'm not gonna apologize, but I might lose my train of thought at several points in this. But that's okay. I'll come back. I'm gonna come back to it, and it'll be at a random time, probably at the end. But yeah. Anyway, so it kind of works actually though, because another thing that I'm inviting in more of is freedom. The concept of freedom. I don't know. at 111 and all these numbers like that, I'll always say, the first thing I say, I'll say, I'm loved, I'm safe, I'm powerful, I'm free. Because I love the idea of like, exploring that, my freedom, and the different ways I can invite freedom into my life. And I like the idea of being so free that I liberate others, being so safe that I shelter others. I'm so powerful that I'm empowering others. And what was the other one? Oh, I'm so loved that others can trust that they're loved. Even if there's like not that much traditional like evidence of it, they like have this knowledge. Like, that's how good I am at all of those things, I think. I have like a limitless supply that my overflow keeps others safe and liberates them and stuff. So yeah, luck, childlike wonder. I want to invite more of that. I think in this last year of like knowing myself, getting to know myself, I realize I do kind of have I don't want to say naivete. I didn't just fall off the turnip truck. I'm a very precocious person. But I do also very much like love like the little things, and like I love the beauty in things. I love like truth, like the reality of things. I don't know. Yeah. You know how kids are like, they just like stuff. They're like, cool, love that. That's like how I am actually with a lot of things. And people love that. And it's interesting because it's like adults, we're the ones who pay mortgages and have to have earned a living. Why on earth would we not, I don't know, do the things we want to do and like the things we like? I don't know. Anyway, so inviting in more being, my essay Quam Videri, to be rather than to seem. I think, what's her, Greta Thunberger, just being herself, just someone who cares a lot about the environment and was able to, find her resources to be able to convey that message to a much larger audience. Her just being gets this sex trafficker, alleged sex trafficker, Andrew Tater Tot, gets him, he probably couldn't help himself. I'm like just thinking of his thing. He was like, I need to like show the world that like, I care so little about the world that like, I have all these cars that have all these emissions, and I know you hate this, Greta Thunberg. Hate it. She's being herself. And she's like, okay, cool, whatever. And her just being, her not rising to like his level of like, oh, you jerk. Oh, you're a jerk. Like, whatever. He's mad at that. And so he like trips himself up. Like trying so hard to prove his worth, prove how smart he is, how valuable he is, how worthy his ideas are. Like, to who? Now you're at least for the time being in jail. And that sucks. I love the idea of like, hey, I'm free now. And there might be a time where like, oh, I really am differently free. Like I might be in jail. And how to like, all right, like, I'm glad that there's so many other people out there who, okay, don't traffic humans. That's gonna, R. Kelly, Andrew Tate, lots of more famous people than I am comfortable with, honestly, in trouble for sex trafficking. So that obviously is something that must come up when one is on their journey to becoming wealthy and famous. It must be kind of easy for you to like feel like you're able to like own a person, right? And like traffic them. Because it does happen a lot in like, you know, like, I don't know, Saudi Arabia, the places where they're like super, super immensely wealthy people, like a lot of times they have like slaves and stuff. And that's strange that we live in a world in which there is that. And we're supposed to think that, you know, people who own slaves are bad. We know that that's not a cool thing. That's an evil thing. But also that lots of people do it and still get to feel like and have other people think of them that they're like good people. Like, yes, they own slaves, but they have all these mitigating circumstances or other context that makes it so this thing that we know is evil and terrible is actually not so bad or understandable. It's something that you would do if you were in the same situation. So just exploring that, leaning into like the shadow of human existence and accepting like, okay, so if I had a lot of money and I knew no one was going to or could do anything about my actions, what would I do? Would I own slaves? Would I rape people? Would I murder people who annoyed me? Would I, you know, how would I exert my will on others to make them do things that they didn't want to do? I don't know. Interesting to sit with that discomfort though. So I encourage everyone to like join me in sitting with these like uncomfortable thoughts and not feeling the need to react by like burying them or externalizing them and be like, no, that's another person would do that, not me. I'm good. I'm attached to this idea of I'm a good person. I don't know. Maybe, you know, maybe definitely it's like more complex than that. Yeah, so inviting more of exploring my desires, which I think is going to be part of, you know, exploring the shadow and stuff. You know, it is kind of sometimes you're like surprised of what things like you keep turning back to. I haven't watched porn in a while because I want to pay for it, because I just heard that like that's kind of like one of the few ways you can know that what you're watching is like the performer's getting it. I don't know, just ethical porn consumption. I just want to help, you know, my siblings who are providing everyone with a very valuable service. Anyway, but when I do watch porn, I have trouble, like I remember seeing like, oh, a way to like build intimacy between couples is to like watch porn together. And like, man, no. Like I know that like when I tried this, I don't think I tried it with Billy, I think I tried it with another lover. I was like, they were like, okay, what do you like? And I was like, oh no, you're not trapping me in that. Let's go with what you like. So, or like I picked like the thing that I knew was like deviant, but like was not gonna get someone judging me for like what I jerk off to. So I was like, oh, let's see this like this threesome, this like light, you know, kind of two guy, one girl, a gangbang or a DP. But even then, like I'm not watching the porn how I would if I were alone. I'm like, interesting. Okay. It's just like that. It's really difficult for me to relax enough and be vulnerable enough to enjoy it. But now I think about it just like, okay, now I'm in this era, this time in my life where I'm exploring those desires, and I am rather than judging myself and fearing the prejudgment of other people who find out about the thing. Just like sit with the things that, like, you know, what is it about the things that turn me on? And why is it that after I've orgasmed, or why after when I'm not in a state of arousal is it like disgusting to me? Like, what am I disgusted at? Like, nothing has really changed. Like, the people are the same, the like fluids and everything is the same, but now I look at it and I feel shame looking at it and knowing that I was once very aroused by it seconds ago. Yeah. I don't know. Let's look into it. Okay, 136. Great. Oh. Y'all, I'm like really good at talking. You might have seen it. I want to embrace that more. But one thing I think which will make me even better at everything is inviting in more listening. A lot of times when someone is speaking, they say something and it reminds me of a thing I know about that topic, or of like an orientation I'm supposed to do. I'm like, oh, okay, someone said this thing, I'm supposed to ask them a question about that. I've like this kind of like intuitive, like conversational, relational knowledge of like how to interact with another person. And I think sometimes I don't, without even realizing it, I'm trying so hard to listen, but my brain is like, no, I'm processing all this information. So I realize that I'm not listening. I missed what the person just said. But I'm trying to not let them know that. I don't want them to think they were boring, because it's not that. It's just like how my brain works. And so I will sometimes realize that I've like, fuck, I don't know what they just said, but they're still talking. Great. Haven't asked anything of me. Okay, cool. Probably can't go wrong with nodding. I've been more comfortable. I've seen Billy do this. He like doesn't feel the need to like show that he's listening. You know, he doesn't feel the need to nod or like, okay. He will sometimes just go, It's powerful. I'm like, oh shit. So, and you know, please, if in a conversation with you, and if you're in a conversation with me this year and you hear me go, please don't assume that I've lost, I like zoned out and didn't hear what you said, even though that might be what happened. But I'm doing that because I'm buying myself time. I'm like getting all the context clues of what you're saying now, of what I know of where I left off, and I'm trying to like make the connections so that I can like come back later and be like, here's the perfect continuation, yes, and of what you were just saying. I'm with you. We're having a great conversation. That's sometimes what like is going through my mind in a conversation, and I think I want to get better. Like, part of trusting more, inviting in more trust, is listening better. And I think with that is going to come like, I'm going to be like, I'm so sorry. Can you repeat what you just said? Because I lost my chain of thought. Can you please repeat that? And being okay with this, of looking dumb, of being distracted, of not being as good at communicating, as being in a conversation as I want people to think I am. Being better at just like listening, trusting that like, okay, so I'm not gonna like get everything. I can ask to repeat, and sometimes I can just sit in the discomfort of like not really knowing what's going on and trusting that even though I don't know the details of everything that's going on, I'm probably safe. I am safe. And the knowledge that like I'm going to continue to be able to keep myself safe and happy. It'll be like, when you're in another country, or a country where people don't speak the language that you know. You know, you're not like you kind of trust that, like, okay, these people probably are not like actively trying to murder me, like, or whatever. Like, they're probably just trying to go about their day too. And they're probably hoping I don't murder them. So just be cool, you know, just be, and it'll be fine. And you'll probably be able to navigate through a lot easier than you realized, than you gave yourself credit for. Me and Billy are going to Poland in August. We're going to this rave in Poland. And like before, we might do a little mini Euro trip, go to like Berlin, and then take the bus to Poland. Why, you might ask? I don't know. My friend Max messaged me a little bit ago and was like, do you and Billy want to go to this rave in Poland? Do you want to go to this rave? And sent me like the link to it. And I was like, I didn't recognize the city or the language, the letters, you know, and I Googled it and stuff, and I was like, yo, is this in Poland? I don't know anything about Poland. Apparently that's where Auschwitz is. And yeah, and so I was instantly kind of like, I'm the type of person that I'm a storyteller, so stories find me. And so I'm in accepting that about myself. I have to know, like, I've just received an invitation to do something strange that I, and probably most people who kind of look like me or who relate to me, have not done. But like, someone was just like, do you want to go to this rave in Poland? And I have to like recognize, like, I think future Shebas will benefit from that experience. Everyone else will too, because I'm probably going to be able to recount some really cool stories from that experience. So I'm excited. And so that's part of like listening to the universe, to the different signs and invitations and things. And if I keep incorporating this abundance mindset that like, okay, there's always going to be more. There's always going to be more aligned, better aligned experiences and invitations and things. So I don't have to like jump at every invitation, even though Billy will say like, okay, well, you definitely do. People are always like inviting us to things. And I'm like, yeah, okay. Like I have to check some things, but like for now, absolutely. Yes, I'm down. But usually I just, I don't know, as it gets closer to the date, like it just, whatever is supposed to happen happens. And I don't know, it's been working. So whatever I'm doing, it's working. Yeah. Anyway, so listening to the universe, letting go of a scarcity mindset so I can know which opportunities I should like, yep, cool, that'll be fun, awesome, that's going to be great, that's going to be worth it, and which ones I can, you know, leave for other people, or for different versions of myself, you know, whatever. Yeah, okay, so what else we got? Okay, I had said I had released the concept of working harder. I am bringing in the concept of working smarter, or like, you know, more efficiently. Like, I think we're all told like hard work is the important thing, but like I think we're all very like hard working, but still everything's kind of like not that great. These systems that we're like, you know, told to like go into to like uphold are kind of not that great, and we're really good at working hard at them, but like that's maybe not what they need. Like I think maybe we should be spending less energy on that, like be more efficient with our energy there, so that we can like really use our focus and energy on the things that like actually matter, that are actually generative and healing and bring us joy and blah blah blah, you know. Yeah. So yeah, let's work smarter, and that's going to involve resting a lot more and playing a lot more, turning things into play. I think humans, we do learn stuff well when we're teaching it to other people, when we've made it into a game. So let's I don't know, employ that. Let's look at ways in which this system has made things into a game to kind of trick us into thinking it's something we like or we need or we should be doing, and see what ways we can make other things into a game. You know, doesn't Alan Watts say that life is like play? You shouldn't work. You should just play through life. And that is what I'm going to try to do more of. Play and be silly and be absurd. I think we're taught to be afraid to look silly. You don't want to look stupid. You don't want to look like you don't know. You don't want to look dumb. But like, I don't know. Donald Trump looks dumb and stupid and silly, but he still is kind of able to do whatever he wants. And like, if he can, I mean, I'm certainly fucking going to. I'm going to do better. I'm going to do better with what I've got and my understanding of the world than he is. So yeah. Go with what you got. Yeah. Oh yeah. Working smarter, is kind of the natural thing that comes from the work I have done and will continue to do on knowing myself. Like, sometimes I've beaten myself up because, like, you know, I know you're supposed to study hard and work really hard. Certainly through like law school, you're supposed to like work, and that's a measure of like your character, is that you've worked hard and you've earned this degree. I had to grapple with this. Like, it wasn't hard for me. Like, there were times, there was like a week when I was like stressed and I was like, oh fuck, I don't know how I'm gonna do this. And I would try for a week how I, you know, could to like get the information in, and then I would pass their little fucking test. And so it was great. I like got the degree, but I had this fear that I was like, oh, did I really earn it? I didn't work hard for it. So I must not have earned it. It must not be as valid. I should not feel proud of it. But I think that was actually just me not like judging myself, you know, like, so what if this thing that's really difficult for a lot of people comes easy to me? If I can see kind of the through lines through things easier than other people in this particular fucking way, let me not like beat myself up about it or lie to myself that it's not like valuable, not like a valuable skill. I shouldn't be proud. I shouldn't be like happy that like, oh shit, that's awesome. Look at that great skill that I'm equipped with just naturally. Yeah, so just like accepting my gifts and whatnot. One of my gifts is talking. Yeah, like I'm having a lot of fun right now. This is actually giving me a lot of energy. It's like calming me down and giving me, oh my God, is this like running for other people? Is this what it's like? You can like, you look up and you're like, oh shit, it's already been 45 minutes. Oh my God, I've gone 5 miles. I don't know if that's how long it takes to run 5 miles, but certainly wouldn't for me. But yeah, that's, I feel very healed and like I can just settle in and chill, and it's really fun. I also got to reflect on the idea that like, so I stopped drinking back in August, and I think I'm like over drinking now. So like, it's kind of easy for me to, change my brain. Once I don't want to do something anymore, like, I'll use this example. Like, I don't like bananas. Like the thought of eating a banana makes me gag, and I actually can't think about it too much. Bananas and avocados, something about, oh my God, I'm sorry, I'm gonna like throw up. the texture, the thought of the texture of avocados and like bananas, how they're brown sometimes, and the thought of like people like eating that is just really gross to me. Oh, I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought on why I was talking about this thing that grossed me out. Oh, so I also though recognize that people love avocados. People love bananas. It's crazy to me that people will just eat a banana for a snack. They'll be like, wow, I'm hungry, I'm tired after work. Let me just have a little treat. And they pick a banana. That's like, it's something to help me be like, huh, okay. Something that comes very easily to other people, is foreign to me. And that's how it is there must be things that come very easily to me. And for other people, they're like, what? Just living in that balance. And so with alcohol, like it's easy for me to like change my mind to be like, okay, it's something I don't like. It's something that's not good for me and that's going to harm me. It's a poison that a lot of other people it's ruined their lives, and it's like snuck up on them, before they realized it. They were like, oh shit, I'm an alcoholic and my life is falling apart. And so it's easy for me to be like, great, now it's in the categories of banana and oysters. I'm also allergic to oysters. I'll also projectile vomit. Sorry, trigger warning if you're not good at hearing about vomit. Sorry, this is for my beloved Billy. He's not great with emesis. And so, yeah, so now even though like other people, eat raw oysters and it looks so delicious to me. Before I realized I was allergic to them, I had them once and I was like, oh my God, these are so good. And I love the whole like, oh, you put hot sauce and lemon. I love the whole like stuff around eating oysters and stuff. I love they're $1. So cute. But yeah, it's not worth it to me. Like the very real potential that I will throw up, that I will feel not good after it, that it might get worse somehow. My reaction might be even worse. So it's easy for me to just like be like, no, I'm good. I'll just have something else. Same with bananas, that comes up less, but like, after when you go to a thing in the morning, sometimes they'll have like, oranges, water, and like a banana or something. It's easy. I like it because I'm like, great, not going to get the banana. So I'm either going to get the orange or, nothing. So that's how I think of it with alcohol. Just like, okay, not going to drink. So what else I got? Cool. Other stuff. That ability though, to kind of just not do stuff that I want to do, kind of on one hand, that other people are doing. Like I'm good at like not doing it. Like I'll call it resisting groupthink. But it's easy for me to like kind of just be like, oh, I don't want to do that. My mom tells me that when I was in kindergarten, or the kindergarten teacher, was telling her how I was doing, and she was like, the other kids, they'll be playing, some game or doing something. And if Sheba doesn't want to do it, she just goes and plays by herself. She just does something else. And I loved that. I always loved that idea. And I was really proud of myself. Like that was kind of me just being me, not bothered that like, oh, no one else wants to do this thing that I want to do. Like no one thinks it's cool, or this is what you guys think is cool. And I just like, don't get it. I love the idea that like, my innate response is to be like, okay, cool, do your thing. I'm gonna do this thing. And that like throughout my life, the times where I felt the least connected to myself or the most ashamed of myself are the times where there was something I didn't want to do and everyone else was doing it and I wanted everyone else to like me. So I did the thing and it was fine. Obviously, I didn't die. It wasn't like, a terrible thing. I didn't kill anyone. But I had I can remember times in my life where I'm like, oh, I hate this. Who am I? I'm a bad person. I'm a terrible person. Like just going along with the crowd, even though I don't even want to do it. What's wrong with me? What's wrong with me? And releasing that like shame, like it's okay. That's just what humans do. I assume, pretty sure everyone probably does that. And so like, it's okay. And leaning more into like, how good it feels to accept that I actually am someone who is kind of hard for me to fit in. And if I don't get something, or if like the way I do it a lot of times is not how other people do it, and that's okay. Not only is it okay, it's like kind of awesome, I think. It inspires other people. So if it inspires other people, like it better fucking inspire me. Like it better be something that like I can find joy and pleasure and solace in. So yeah, just trusting in like who I am. Been fun. Yeah, it's been really fun. It's so awesome. It's getting to know myself. Because I like found like, oh, I'm really interesting and cool. And I recognize that that's a privilege. You know, not everyone might be. I don't know. I have to assume there are certainly times where I didn't think I was an interesting person or funny, and maybe because I had that thought about myself, I didn't explore interesting things or look at funny stuff. So I kind of created who I was, and maybe other people are doing that too. So if you think you're not that interesting or that funny, maybe you're stopping yourself. Maybe you're committed to that idea. Maybe you're getting a little bit of comfort out of the idea that you're not interesting. Who would want to listen to you? So you just keep your thoughts inside, and there's comfort in that. You know, there's no, you can trust in that. Like, as long as you keep your stuff inside, no one will know how not interesting you are. But, you know, I don't know, just like get into your stuff. It's okay. Everyone's into like, has a different lens, and it's like interesting to explore what yours is. And it's cool to be interested in the things that you're interested in, I think. I'm considered a cool person, and I'm like into the stuff I'm into. Look at these cool boots I have. Two New Year's days ago, I was wearing these boots also. It's an interesting thing. Working smarter, inviting in more wealth. That's in all the ways. I recognize I'm already like I'm wealthy in all the ways, in my relationships, in my, like, I have love. I have a wealth of love. Billy sometimes, he introduced me to the phrase, having an embarrassment of riches. I'm like, that's an interesting thing, linguistic thing that we were given. The idea that, you know, you don't want to be embarrassed. You're embarrassed of a bad thing. So like, someone wants us to be embarrassed of having riches. You know? That's an interesting way to think of it. It's like you shouldn't have it. I like the idea of like, I have an abundance of riches. Because like an abundance is something that you're not ashamed of. You're not embarrassed of an abundance. An abundance is something that like you can't help. You have it and it overflows, and you're not a bad person for having overflow. Like it's good. It's a positive. Like your riches are overflowing. Anyway, that's how I like to think, you know. I have a really great life, and like money seems to flow to me. Positive attention seems to flow to me. Like a lot of times I'll past versions of Sheba are certainly like quick to be like, oh, this is gonna be weird, people are gonna hate whatever the outfit I wore or how I chose to do my hair, and like let me kind of hide a little bit. And I don't know, I'm always surprised when people are like, oh, that's an interesting thing that you're wearing, or like, oh, I love what you did with that. I was like, oh shit, okay, cool. I have an abundance of positive and attention. People interpret me in a very positive way, which is awesome. And I think I'm going to be able to draw such positive attention to myself that it will overflow and draw positive attention to other people for whom maybe it's harder for them to attract positive attention to them. You know? I don't know. Just juggling a lot of paradoxes and things. Anyway, me and Billy did not finish doing our vision boards yesterday. Our friends came over and we had such a lovely little evening just chatting with them. They were going on to this other party. And so it was really fun. We got to just like talk, and Billy showed them some of his raps. I read them a story that I'd written, and it was just really fun to like, that's how humans are. We just like showing people, like children, like, look what I can do. And they just like do like that or something. That's how adults are too. We just like sharing with other people, like, look at this cool thing I can do. Look at this cool thing I've created. Look at this cool sound I can make. That's like fun and interesting and weird and childlike. Anyway, this, you know, I have this like latent anxiety that this hour was like a stream of consciousness of nonsensical absurdity. And like, people are like, oh my God, is that girl okay? And like, I don't know, am I? But no. But actually, I am leaning into the trust that I actually bet this was like a really awesome episode, and really, I did really good. And that, you know, whatever I did is exactly what I needed to do. And so I'm really excited to see what that was. So yeah, the things I'm inviting more in: trust, ease, flow, rest, play, pleasure, acceptance. If this was a TikTok, I would have like, you know, they would be coming up visually. Feeling free, loved, safe, powerful. Luck, childlike wonder. Be, explore my desires. Intuition, tastes. Curiosity, being curious, yeah. Grace, inviting in more grace. Because I'm just trying. I'm not getting, I don't know if I'm getting it right. So just be cool, okay? Trying to help. Grace, working smarter. Wealth, more listening, more truth. I think it's gonna be fun. So anyway, sorry, no, it's actually, this was perfect. One of these days I'll bring up more stuff on the screen and things. But next week's gonna be a good one. It's gonna be about divorce, endings, change, beginnings. Ooh. Yeah. So it'll be a fun one. I'm gonna play Billy's song again. Yeah, bring it on in here. Put your forehead against the screen. Press it on up the forehead right here on your screen. Love you. This is gonna be a good one. This year, it's gonna be a fucking good one. So remember, everything is made up. You got this. We all got this. This is gonna be great. After 2020 and 2021, 2023, please. All right. Love you.
It's Billy. Right now. Yo, what if I got attacked by the clones? What if the builder think they found a better stone? What if the beat don't match with the metronome? What if that means you walk your path alone? Call me a vagabond. If all these streets leading to Rome, then wherever I lay is my home. It's Brooklyn, boy strong. I manifest, I'm in the zone. Y'all silly better back up off my throne. Listen, boy nice, better give him his propers. How we come out sane from all the mosh pits. How we found the key to the game without a locksmith. How we seem to manage these lanes is so obnoxious. He let it flow from the brain, trusting the process. A vet journeyman on multiple rosters. If I want it, I go out and get it and cop it. I'm monster with limitless options. Man, like goddamn, y'all gon' soon figure out who I am. We stay cooking, y'all used to that spam. Western beef, I might square up at the square dance. Look, I change plans, not even a southpaw, I'm an outlaw with a rare stance. Your crew never had a fair chance.
Why's that?
I kill a whole bear with my bare hands. Oh, they studied the dark? Well, I was raised in it. Brain shifted, the kid displayed insane physics. Best story never told, and it ain't finished. How we handled a rock, spun and kept the same pivot. I frame different, hot like a flame kitchen. A whole 2 levels out of your range gifted. Catch me on the highway, lane switching. Or right at the top of your Bay wish list. It's Billy. Right now. It's Billy.